The member for Indi.
My question is to the Minister for Infrastructure and Transport. The people of Indi were made a series of funding commitments by the government during the campaign. On June the 23rd, $10 million announced for the Kiwa Highway, the Great Alpine Road and the Rutherglen Bypass, and on the 3rd of June, $7.1 million for roads in Shelwa, Walwa, Hume Highway, Mansfield, Eildon and Jamison. Will the minister please outline the timeline for the implementation of this funding?
The Minister for Infrastructure.
Well, I thank the member for Indi for her question. I appreciate her interest in the Coalition's plan for jobs and growth and prosperity. And for the information of new members, I can inform the House that the member for Indi is a purveyor of fine tokay and Christmas cake, and I hope I get my invitation to the soiree later on this year. Can I say she also takes a very keen interest in coalition policy and the development of those policies, and she was particularly interested in my frequent visits to her electorate during the election campaign. Admittedly, I was not always there. Admittedly, I was not always there in a supporting role. But as a neighbouring electorate, it's true. Albo had to build the great dividing range to keep us apart. But look, I assure the member for Indi that all commitments that were made during the election campaign will be honoured. And I know she has a particular interest in our commitments to infrastructure and transport, and we've had conversations about that. And these commitments will be kept and they will be honoured, because we are a government that does keep its promises. This is a Prime Minister that's committed. This is a Prime Minister that's committed to getting on with the job of delivering right across Australia, not just in our cities but also in our regional centres. And the only way for any of these projects to be delivered in the seat of Indi is for this side of the House to get on with the job of delivering, because those on the other side actually promised nothing for Indi. No mobile phone black spots program, no constructive programs to help towns like Wangaratta or Wodonga, Brighton, Rutherglen, nothing to help your community prosper into the future. It's this side of the chamber that's actually working with the member for Indi to deliver the projects that she's so interested in. The Turnbull-Joyce government has a $50 billion infrastructure investment program. And as I said, it's not just in our cities, it's also in our regional centres. It's through our roads recovery program, a heavy vehicle safety and productivity program, the Black Spots program, and in particular to the issues that the member for Indi raised regarding the specific questions of the
Minister for Infrastructure will resume his seat. The member for Indi on a point of order.
The question was when.
You need to state the point of order.
Point of order was relevance, and when was the money going to be delivered?
Okay. The minister has the call.
As I said to the member for Indi, we are working very constructively right now with the Victorian Government on the $1.5 billion infrastructure investment program that the Prime Minister helped negotiate earlier this year. For the information of members in this place, probably the most constructive thing they could do is actually get on the phone to Premier Daniel Andrews and ask him to match the funding on a dollar-for-dollar basis. We have a $345 million package which the member for Indi is relying on for the funding for the Kiwa Valley Highway and the Great Alpine Road. There's also the $10 million commitment she referred to in relation to the bypass work required in Rutherglen, and all of those projects will be delivered by this government on time, on budget, and we're encouraging the Premier of Victoria, Daniel Andrews, to support us with a dollar-for-dollar investment. So we understand, as the member for Indi understands, that when you invest in good infrastructure, you can not only change people's lives, you can save people's lives. So changing lives through reducing congestion, improving productivity, but also saving lives through the investment in the engineering treatments which will improve safety on our road network.